Hello students, I am Cynthia from GEMS Polytechnic College, Assistant Lecturer of Civil Department. So I am handling a subject called Estimating and Costing, and our subject code is 1615503. Okay, so we are in lecture 24. Procedure for preparing detailed estimate. Okay, so that is the topic of unit 4. Okay, so in the previous lectures, in the last two lectures, we have seen about unit 4, that is a preparation procedure for preparing the detailed estimate. Okay, so we have seen how to prepare it, what are the steps to prepare a detailed estimate, then what is detailed estimate, then procedure for taking out as per IS 1200. There we have method of taking out quantities. We have two methods, first one is long wall short wall method, then the second one is center line method. Okay, so then the next topic we have seen is first we have studied for load bearing structure, then the second we have learned for we have studied about for framed structure. Okay, so in that how to calculate the quantity of concrete, then how we can calculate the percentage of reinforcement of steel in lintel, slab, then for lintel and slab, then beam, column, foundation, footing, etc. Okay, so these are the things we have learned in the previous lecture. So in this lecture we are going to learn about measurement of length of reinforcement. Okay, we are going to study two topics. Okay, we are going to study three topics. So first one is measurement of length of reinforcement. Okay, so how we can measure the length of reinforcement. We will have some tables there. Okay, so second topic is preparing bar bending schedule for footing, column, beam, slab, etc. Okay, so that is the second one. So what are preparing the bar bending schedule means what are the things will be there for doing bar bending work. Okay, that is a bar bending schedule. Okay, so that is the second one. Then the third topic is provisions to be made in detailed estimate. Okay, so in the provisions you have already learned in unit 2. Okay, so that detailedly it will be mentioned here. Okay, so what are the provisions to be made in detailed estimate? Okay, so like contingencies, you have remember I think contingencies, then tools and plans, then work charged establishment, centage charges, water supply and sanitary arrangements, electrifications. Okay, so for we in the second unit we have learned about detailed estimate, right? So in that there is a point, there is a topic related, the same topic will be there in the second unit also. So while preparing a detailed estimate, what are the extra provisions we need to add in the estimation? Okay, so that thing will be again we will learn thoroughly in this lecture 24. Okay, so let us enter into our topic. So content of the lecture, what are the contents here? Measurement of length of reinforcement, preparing bar bending schedule for footing, column, beam, slab and surges, provisions to be made in detailed estimate. In that provisions to be made in detailed estimate, we are going to see contingencies, how much percentage we need to add for contingencies, then tools and plans, then work charged establishment, then centage charges, then water supply and sanitary arrangement. Then the last one is electrification. Okay, so these are the things that we are going to see the three topics I have told, right? So these are the three topics: measurement of length of reinforcement, then preparing bar bending schedule for footing, column, beam, etc. Then the third topic is provisions to be made in detailed estimate. Okay, so let us enter into our lecture. So measurement of length of reinforcement, that is our first topic. Okay, so measurement of length of reinforcement means how we can calculate the length of the reinforcement. Okay. So using the table we can know. So standard hook, the length of the hook will be 9D. D is the diameter of the bar. Okay, wait. so type of the bar, measurement of length of reinforcement, how we can calculate the length of reinforcement. Using these formulas we can calculate the length of reinforcement. Okay, so it will vary from bar to bar. Okay, so first one is type of bar, then length of the hook, then total length of the bar. Okay, so type of the bar, first one is what? Straight bar. Okay, so then the second is one side bend up bar. Okay, so straight bar. In the image you can clearly see. Okay, I will show using the highlighter. So this is called a straight bar. Okay, so length of the hook. Okay, hook means this portion. Okay, so this here they have mentioned 4D, but we are taking the length of the hook as 9D. Okay, so this portion is 9D, this portion is 9D. We have here also, right? So now length of the hook will be 9D plus 9D. Okay, so here length of the hook will be 9D plus 9D equal to 18D. So when calculating the total length of the bar, it will be of length plus length of the hook 18D. Okay, so that is the total length of the bar. Okay, then the second one is one side bend up bar. Okay, so this one is called, okay, one side bend up. So only at one side it will be bend, it will have some bend. Okay, so that is called as one side bend up bar. This is second one, that is called as one side bend up bar. Okay, if it is double bend up means here and left and right, both the sides it will have bend up bars. Okay, so that is called as double bend up bars. Overlapping means one over the another. Okay, so these are the things about it. So for type of bar is one side bend up bar, means length of the hook will be, it here also we will have the same like structure, right? So here 90, here 90, so it will be 90 plus 90 18D. So total length of the bar equal to, here we have some angle. Okay, so what that 45-degree angle, so for that purpose it will have some bend, right? Bend at one end, so we are adding 0.42D. Okay, so total length of the bar equal to L plus 18D plus 0.42D. Okay, then next one, overlap I have shown in the previous image, right? So here also I have inserted an image, overlap of bars. Okay, so overlapping, so here also 9 right, so this portion 9D, then this portion 9D plus 18D we will get. After that this the straight line, okay, it will be mentioned of 40D to 45D. Okay, so we are taking 40D. So here we have taken we can take the value up to 40 to this length. Okay, this length 40 to 45D, so we are taking 40D or 50D. Okay, so for the purpose only we are adding 18D plus 40 or 50D. Okay, we are adding for overlapping of bars. Then last one is bar bend up on both sides. So here we will have bend here and both the sides. Okay, so we are adding 90 plus 90 equal to 18D. So length plus 18D, we will have two sides 45 degree also. So for that purpose the formula will be length of the reinforcement will be 18D into length plus 18D plus 2 into 2.42D, because we have two double bend up multiplied by 0.42D. Okay. So this is type of bar, length of the hook, total length of the bar. Okay, so how we can calculate here? For a two-legged stirrup means the length of the hook will be 12G plus 12D. Okay, so if you have two-legged stirrups, it will be of length of the hook will be this much. Then a total length of the bar. Okay, total length of the bar equal to 2 into A plus B plus 24D. Okay, so A means it is nothing but okay, so this portion here the image is little different, single legged, one legged stirrup, but the length in this image itself you can see. Okay, imagine this is a single legged stirrup. So this place is called as A, and that is the horizontal portion is called as A, then the vertical is called B. Okay, for two-legged stirrup. Okay, so this portion is called as A, and this one is called as B. Okay, sorry. Then for one-legged single-legged stirrups also the same only. Okay, so the horizontal portion, this is called as A, this one is called as B. But the stirrups, right? So that portion we will have bends here now. So that portion it will be of 14D. Okay, so what will be the formula? For a two-legged means 2 into A plus B plus 24D. For one-legged stirrups means 28D plus 2B plus A. Okay. So these are the formula. Then preparing bar bending schedule for 14 column beam slab, etc. Okay, so for the guy, for why it is we are preparing a bar bending schedule, so that the supervisors or laborers they will have some guide, they can easily do for their sake, for they can easily proceed, right? So for the purpose we are having a bar bending schedule. Okay, so it is a list of reinforcement bars given in the tabular form as below. Okay, so in the bar bending schedule, what are the things will be here? We will have description about it. Then what is the shape of the bar? What is the diameter of the bar? It will be in mm. Then how many number of bars we are going to use? Then total length of the bar and weight. Okay, weight will be, it will be measured in kg. Okay, so these are the things will be available in preparing bar bending schedule. Okay. Then some points about preparing a bar bending schedule. It is a list of reinforcement bars in a tabular form. Okay, using that what are the things we get? Okay, that is these points. We will get particulars of the bars. We will get shape of bending with the sketches also. Then length of each bar. Then the total length and the total weight of each RCC work. Okay, so these are the things we will get using this list of reinforcement bars in table form. Okay, so we will get particulars of the bars, then shape of bending, then shapes of a bar. Okay, then length of each bar, then total length, then the total weight for each RCC work. These are things we will get to this in the previous slide we have seen, right? Using the table we can have these details. Then a schedule of bar bending schedule is prepared. Okay, then prepared from this requirement of different size and length of bars may be known and bended during the period of construction. Okay, so using this we can get the requirement of different sizes and length of the bars. We will know about it. Then weight of the different bar. Okay, so the table should be referred while calculating the quantity of the steel. We should refer this table. So weight of the bar per meter in kg equal to diameter, which is in mm square. So diameter square divided by 162. Okay, so this is a formula for weight of bar per meter in kg. Okay, so weight of different bars. So if we have the bar diameter 6, if we have a 6 mm diameter, means the weight will be of 0.22 kg per meter. If we use 8 diameter, means 0.39 weight will be. Okay, then if you use a 10 mm diameter, means 0.62 it will be weight. Then if you use 12 mm diameter, means it will be a weight will be of 0.89. Then 14 mm means if you are using 14 mm diameter bar, means the weight will be of 1.21. Then if you are using 16 mm diameter, means it will be of 1.58. Okay, so up to 50. Okay, 50 mm diameter bars. Okay, so from 6 mm diameter to 50 mm diameter bars, the diameter and its weight we have mentioned in this table. Okay, this is called as weight of different bars. So using the table, this table will be used for calculating the quantity of steel. Okay, so weight of the bars will be equal to diameter square by 162. This is a formula. Then the third topic is provisions to be made in detailed estimate. Okay, so the following provisions are made in the estimate other than the items of work, their quantities and cost. Usually while calculating the quantities or while doing while preparing a detailed estimate, we need to add these provision percentage or provision values values in the in the estimate, okay, so that we will get a exact or proper amount. Okay, so the first point, so in this first line, it is mentioned that following provisions are made in the estimate other than the items of work, their quantities and cost. Okay, so usually items of work means all the works. Okay, here work, painting, etc., etc. Okay, so other than that work and their quantities and cost, what are the provisions we need to add in the detailed estimate? Okay, that are the things we are going to learn. So first one is what? Contingencies. So contingencies means it is a provision for a future event. Okay, that is called as contingencies. Okay, a future event which is possible but cannot be predicted. Okay, so for that purpose, it is the percentage for contingencies we need to add while preparing a detailed estimate in construction. Okay, contingencies means it is a provision for future event. Okay, that is called as contingencies. So what are the points here? During the execution of works, there will be some miscellaneous expenditure which cannot be classified under any subhead or any item. So during execution of the work, we will have something which cannot come under any of the item, any of the work, right? Extra one. Okay, so that is that things will be added to contingencies. Then second point, these are the expenses of miscellaneous character. To meet such expenses, okay, so to meet that expenses, we also should pay to that work also, right? We need to pay for it, but it won't come under our estimation. So why we are provisions should be added to the detailed estimate. We need to pay for that also. Okay, so we should add that cost in preparing a detailed estimate. Okay, so how much percentage we need to add? 3 to 5% of the estimated cost we need to provide for contingencies. Okay. Then the third point, if there is a saving amount in the amount of contingencies, it can be used for extra items after getting the sanctions from the competent authority. So it is nothing but if we have some amount for contingencies means it can be used for extra purposes. Okay. Then the second one is tools and plans. Okay, so for doing construction work, we will have, or we should want, we are in need of some tools and machines, right? So using that only we can do the work. Okay, we can do the items of work. Okay, in the construction. So for the tools and plans, how much percentage we need to allocate for a big work of project? 1 to 1.5% of the estimated cost is provided in estimate for the purchase of tools, plans and machinery. Okay, required for the execute of the work. So for executing the work in construction, we need some tools and plans or machines. Okay, so for that we are adding 1 to 1.5% of the estimated cost. Then the third one is what? Work charged establishment. Okay, so work charged establishment means what? It is the establishment whose expenditure is directly charged to the workers. Okay, so it will not come under it won't come under our item of work, its quantities and cost. It will be separate. Okay, so we need to directly give charges to the works. Okay, so during the period of construction, we will give money to the service of work supervisors. Okay, supervisors, it won't come under any work, any items of work. Then first one is supervisor, then store clerk, then mystery, then chowkidar. Chowkidar means it is nothing but it is like a watchman or gatekeeper. We need to give for them also, right? Then mystery means it's like a carpenter. Okay, that is that they are called as mystery. Okay, so for these people also, for the supervisors, store clerk, mystery, then chowkidar. So for all these people, we need to give money, right? So that money should also be included in the detailed estimate. Okay. Then these are okay. So we have seen some employees, right? So they are the temporary employees, and the salaries is paid from the amount of work charged, establishment provided in the estimate. Okay, we will for this how much percentage we are giving? We are giving 2% of the estimated cost for these people. Okay, work charged people. Okay, then the services of these staffs are terminated at the expiry of sanctioned period, and for new work, fresh sanction is required. The services of these staffs can be terminated at any time, but usually 1 month's notice period is given. So it is nothing but it is like a temporary work. Okay, they won't come from the starting to the finishing of the construction, but they will in the certain period of construction we are in need of that temporary employees. Okay, so for that purpose we are allocating 2% of the estimated cost. The next one is what? Centage charges. Okay, so centage charges means it is like in connection with the work which government execute on behalf of another government. It's like a local body or private body. The charge calculated at something. Okay, charge calculated. Okay, centage charges means it's like a for example in our construction field means the planning and designing of a project. Who will do? A designer or engineers will do, right? So it is defined as a charge or cost of establishment, planning and designing of a project. Okay, so the establishing someone will establish a project, someone will plan, then someone will design a project. So for that purpose we need to allocate some charges. Okay, so it is also includes the supervision. Someone should supervise the construction, right? If we do this means only we will get a proper building. Okay, so for these charges will also be included while preparing the detailed estimate. How much percentage we need to allocate for it? 10 to 15% of the estimated cost we need to give for it. Okay, so nowadays it is called as for project management consultant. Okay, then fifth one is water supply and sanitary charges. Okay, so water supply, and for the water supply and sanitary charges we will provide 8%. Then electrification. Okay, so for electrification of building, the provisions we are giving is 8% of the estimated cost is made. We are giving 8%. So these are the things we have learned today. Measurement of length of reinforcement, preparing bar bending schedule, provisions to be made in detailed estimate. In that we have seen contingencies, tools, then work charge establishment, centage charges, water supply and sanitary arrangements, then electrification. Okay. So this is about lecture 24. So in this lecture, these are things we have learned. So in the next lecture, we will continue with the problems on long wall, short wall method. Okay. So these are the books we need to refer for this subject or this PPT. So that's it for today's lecture. Okay, with this we'll stop with lecture 24. We will continue with lecture 25 by solving the problems of long wall, short wall method and central line method. Okay, thank you.